This is a Permobil F5 power chair. It's the F5 VS for vertical standing. This power chair has 5 or 6 different positioning that it can do. It has the 14-inch seat lift, the electric tilt, the electric recline, the electric legs, the anterior tilt where the seat leans you forward, and it also has the standing position. That's 6 electrical functions on this power chair. So it's fully loaded. This chair has 2 miles, so it's brand new, just about 2 miles. As you can see, chair was probably delivered, never used. So this is the Permobil F5 VS charcoal black color. That's the color of the chair. All the functions can be worked through the joystick or through the switch box. I like to use the switch box. So if you want to switch from these 3 functions here to the next 3, you just hit the button right here. It'll switch the next function, the next 2. So I'm going to go back to the seat lift, which is the second button, and I'm going to push it up. And this would be the 14-inch seat lift. So you're going to go from 22 inches to 36 inches by the time you're all the way raised up. So this is a 14-inch seat lift. And the nice thing about this chair also, when the seat is elevated, this chair will still drive. So we'll get it elevated here. So now it's at 36 inches. Now, if I want to drive the chair, I can still drive the chair with the seat elevated. Make sure if you drive the chair with the seat elevated, that you drive it on flat surface in your home. Do not go outside with the seat elevated. You're just asking for trouble. As you can see, the armature for the seat lift, the actual motor is right here on the front. This is the armature right here. We've got 14-inch wheels here, solid tires. We've got anti-tip wheels in the front. Those wheels will go to the ground when the chair is standing. So when the chair stands up, those wheels go to the ground to give you more stability in the front. Okay? You can see the suspension here, front and back suspension. If I shake the chair, you can see the suspension working. This suspension can be adjusted by turning these rings. You can make it tighter or looser. You have the same suspension on the opposite side. This is why these chairs have such a great ride. You have an anchor point here, and you have another anchor point back here. If you have 2 of them, if you need to tie your chair to your van or to your lift, this is where you would go. There's a motor for each wheel. Each motor goes this way and goes right to the wheel right here. So right now, as you can see, this chair weighs 425 pounds, so we're not going anywhere right now. But if you turn the power off on your chair, bring the seat down, of course, put it in neutral, both motors on both sides, all of a sudden, if I turn this wheel here, all of a sudden, you'll be in neutral, as you can see right there. So the wheel's in neutral. Put it back in gear, and you're back in gear, then turn your power back on. The reason you want the power off is because when you leave the power on, it'll give you some resistance in the motors. So you don't want to have any resistance when you're pushing this chair. So far we've covered the 14-inch seat lift. This chair also has what's called a swing-away joystick. You can swing the joystick from the front to the side. Now this is a right-handed joystick, so if you're left-handed, we can switch everything to the left side, and you can drive it from the left side, no problem at all. So this is your swing-away joystick here. These are flip-up arms, so if you're transferring from the side, both arms can flip up. Okay? The next feature I'm going to show you is called the electric tilt. The electric tilt is the bottom right here. This whole bottom goes back. Of course, if this bottom goes back, it'll take the legs and the back with it because it's all connected. This is called the electric tilt for people who need to relieve pressure or have circulation. The next function I'm going to show you are the electric legs. These are the electric legs right there, and they're adjustable. So if you're 5 feet tall, 6'2", we can lengthen these foot plate out to better fit your legs. So this would be a little extreme for circulation, but that's what it would look like. Okay? If you need it to be less tilted, you could bring the seat halfway down, and your legs would still be higher than your body. So if you drop the seat to about here, your legs would still be higher than your body. the tilt back down. And the next feature I'm going to show you is called the electric recline. The electric recline is on the back. Whoop. Those are the legs. This one will be the recline. So the recline is when just the back goes back. That's called the electric recline. And this chair has a lot of custom stuff on. I'll show you in a few minutes what else it's got that's custom on this chair. So it's a full electric recline. Okay, so if you were laying in your chair, this is what it would look like laying down flat. That's the electric recline there. So now I'm bringing the back and the legs at the same time. So right here, so if you're outside, I would always leave your legs out so you have more room under there in case you happen to hit a curve. So the next thing I'm going to show you also right now, I'm going to bring the legs all the way back in. This chair has got what's called anterior tilt, with the bottom tips outward. Let me put it on that part right there, and I will show you. So now you see the seat is flat and it's all the way down. Okay, I'm going to raise the seat up a little bit. This is called the anterior tilt. I don't know if you've seen it right there. So right there we've got about a 10-15% tilt forward. That's called the anterior tilt. It kind of helps you get out if you needed to get out. That's called the anterior tilt. You have to elevate the seat a few inches before you can tilt it. So you can't, if the seat's all the way down, it won't tilt. You have to elevate it a little bit and then it'll tilt. So I'm going to bring the seat back down to level position. You'll see it's going to come back to level. That's level right now. Okay, the last feature we're going to show you is called the standing position. So when you do the standing position, make sure that you put your knee brace on first. Your knee brace goes right in here like this. This will support your knees. And you always have to have your chest guard. So if you're sitting in the chair, and this chest guard is all adjustable. You can adjust how far forward you want it. Same thing with a knee brace. There's an adjustment here for your knee brace. And these move up and down just like that. So when you're going to do the standing position, you want those two things set up. And then you'll hit the first button, and then you'll let the chair do what it has to do. It'll do all kinds of little functions here, but it'll work its way up to standing. And this is called the standing position, which is what this chair is famous for. You see the wheels are coming down? The nice thing about this chair, when you're standing, you can still drive this chair standing. So we're almost there. So this is called the standing position, okay? And you can still drive the chair in the standing position. So I'm going to turn the chair around so you can see all of it. This is the back of the chair. And this is your standing position right there. So this is a great option to have. And when you bring it back down, you just hit the same button on the back side of it, and it'll start going backward. It'll bring the seat back down to sitting position. So the standing position is good if you need to, if your physician recommended you stand up, and this would definitely help you stand up. This is not one you can stand up and walk out of it because your knees are braced and your chest is braced. So, see the wheels came off the ground now? And now the seat's going to go all the way back down to normal. And I'm still holding the button down until it's all the way down. And you'll hear it when it's all the way down. So when you're down, you can take your chest guard off. And you can take your knee brace off. Comes right off the front. Let's turn the seat around. Look at this seat right here. This is a mesh seat. This is a mesh back and a mesh bottom. That means you will not sweat in this seat. This is an upgrade. Mesh bottom, mesh backs. And there's also some contour back here that you can remove if there's too much lumbar. You just pull the seat out and pull them out from the back. You do have a safety belt. The seat is 19 by 20. 19 by 20, somewhere around there. 19 by 20. You've got lateral guards. The arms do flip up, like I said. You have lateral guard to keep your knees together so your feet stay on the foot plate, which is a great help. And these can be moved in more, or out, or back. They do. You can go all the way back on this. You can have them here if you wanted to. It all depends where you want them. Your foot plate does flip up when you exit the chair. You can flip up the foot plate. You can walk right out. There's nothing in front of you. So when you're in the house, you want to keep your foot plate. You want to keep your foot plate more in so you have a better turning radius. But if you're turning in the house, this is what it's going to look like. This is your turning radius in the house. So you need to give it about 4 feet. You don't want to scrape your wall like I've done a couple times here. The back of the chair, we've got back here an adjustable headrest. The whole headrest is adjustable. You can adjust the headrest, very easy to adjust any position you want. You can also remove it if you don't want it on there, you can remove it. Also back here, you've got 2 cylinders, and if you turn these cylinders here, it adjusts the tilt of the arm. So if you want these arms to be more like this, you would turn this and this side for that arm there. Over here, we have a power button, wherever my hand is. I just turn the power off. Power is back on. We will turn the power off right here when we ship these chairs to you. So it's the first place you need to go is back here. Turn the power on, okay? Whenever you turn the power off in the back, it turns the power off in the front. So you have to go to the front and turn the power back on in the front. When you charge this chair, you take your Permobil charger, you plug it below your joystick, and as soon as the light turns green or full, and this one would be full, 100%, the charger will stop charging. These are smart chargers. They know when to stop charging. So there's 2 batteries in here, and they're gel batteries. They're in this chair. They'll give you about 13, 14 miles on the battery charge, but that all depends how many of the functions you use, if you're in the grass, if you're uphill. And by the way, this is a front-wheel drive power chair. Great for outside, very good for inside, but outside it's very good because the chair weighs 400 plus pounds, and if you have a 200 pound person, that's 600 pounds of weight transferred right over here on your wheel, so you have good traction. So if you're in the grass or where it's slippery, you'll have a better chance with a chair like this, front wheel drive, okay? Let's recap. This is the Permobil F5 VS for vertical standing. 6 functions on here. This chair has 2 miles. These are the 6 functions. The main one is the standing function, which that was the last one I just showed you. You've got the electric tilt, the electric recline, the electric lag, the interior tilt, and the seat lift of 14 inches. Those are your 6 functions. This chair also has a speed of 7.5 miles an hour, so it's a fast chair for outside also. This is the top of the line Permobil. They don't make a more expensive chair than this one. This is the Permobil F5 VS with 2 miles, fully loaded to the max. Beautiful chair, ready to go. So this is the Permobil F5 VS vertical standing with the 6 electrical functions. Top speed I got out of it was 7.1 miles an hour. It'll vary between 7 and 7.5 miles an hour. They're all exactly the same, but it was 7.1 miles an hour when I drove it. Suspension is great. It rides like on a cushion of air. No problem through the grass. This is a chair that's got 2 miles, so it's practically brand new and it's ready to go.
Hi, I'm Mark.
And my name is Alex.
We are a family-owned business for over 25 years.
We have many products available, not just what you see in this video. If you would like to learn more, you can call the number below at 800-677-6293, or you can visit us directly at www.marksmobility.com.